Welcome to Amanda, Ohio, and also welcome outdoors. We're in Fairfield County, not far from Lancaster, visiting the Amanda Township Fire Department, where they've been putting on a coyote drive for many, many years as a fundraiser for the fire department. If you've never been on a coyote hunt, kind of like the old-fashioned fox hunts, you are going to love this episode of Outdoor Ohio.
Our story starts at 8 a.m. at the Amanda Township Volunteer Fire Department in Amanda, Ohio, not too far from Lancaster.
The hunt's been going on for years. It's just a big fundraiser for our fire department. You come in, you register. There is no registration fee. The registration is just to keep accountability, hunter safety, so we know how many people are out there.
More than 100 hunters turned out on what was actually the second attempt at the hunt, since the first date had to be postponed due to hazardous winter weather. It was a great crowd, and they were all anxious to get out and start the drive.
You must have orange on or you will not get off the trailer. You need to make sure you have a guy on your right and a guy on your left. If the line yells at you, hold up, you hold up. They say, let's go, let's go. Nobody gets in front of anybody else. That's where people get hurt. Coyotes only. Fox season is out.
Even after they had gone over all of the rules and safety requirements, I still didn't quite know what a hunt like this was going to be like. So we met up with Ryan, who would be our guide for the day. He explained to me how the whole thing worked.
I kind of had the feeling that maybe you're going to post some people and walk towards them, but you say no.
No. You're going to start, and you're going to have 4 different locations going through. And trailers are going to drop participants out through. You will start at corners in a square, and everybody starts working together. And by the Google Maps, you can see the coyotes are going to be laying in the wooded areas and the thickets. Your goal is to push them out to get them into the open fields to where you're sort of shoving them to the other trailers while everybody is trying to come together to make them all in one location.
All right.
That's the game plan.
Now everybody's going to look at this and they're going to think about hunters coming together in a square.
Shooting at each other.
And they're going to go, how can this be safe?
Yes, but what it is, for example, when you start coming through this woods, you're jumping the coyotes right then. Most of your shots are coming from the guys who are jumping them, and then typical animal, when you jump it, they run. When he takes off running, he's running to a whole nother set of people over here that are up to a mile away.
So you're anticipating that the dogs are going to go down before you even see another human?
Exactly.
All right. Well, We're looking forward to seeing this.
It was time to load up into the trailers that were donated by some of the guys, which were then loaded with hay bales for seats and padding.
Find a trailer that has an open space, load up in that trailer, and throughout the day, try to stay with that trailer. The trailers are to drive around and drop off the hunters in the squares that we have gained permission for to do our coyote drive hunt. Once we're done with one square, we load up back into the assigned trailers that you originally started in, then you move on to the next square.
And the hunt was on.
The main thing is you gotta make sure that you have a good line on your right and a good line on your left, and that stops usually the animals from trying to come through, and it just keeps everything going straight ahead of you.
This is when the work begins. We trudged up over patches of slippery ice, through snow a foot deep, up steep hills and through thickets. Some of the scenery was beautiful, but perilous at the same time. The first hunt gave us a clue as to how the whole thing worked. The second hunt showed us some action. The timing for this drive was actually pretty good. January and February are peak breeding times for coyotes, but also this winter was particularly brutal, with long stretches of sub-zero temperatures and a long-standing deep bank of snow. So, take a day like this one with temps in the 20s and the coyote action heats up. And we took them down.
Oh, these guys back here are dragging the coyote we just killed. on down the way on the other side in the first beginning of the drive, the first two we seen. They finally just polished him off after we shot him a few times, tracked him and found him. Well, we'll hang tight and help him drag it out of here.
Come in between me and the other driver. She was sneaking through, and I had to let her get behind us. And as soon as it got behind us, I let her have it. And a female knocked the crap out of the population there. Hopefully.
About 5 or 7 coyotes has been killed in a drive here in Amanda. The goal for us is 10 every year.
As the third hunt continued, we were seeing quite a few song dogs. The afternoon hunting force was a little smaller than the morning crowd, so we had a few holes out there and a couple of coyotes were able to get through the perimeter. It was a lively hunt though, and not all of the yotes were quite so lucky.
Oh, I just heard some guys yelling, heard some shooting. It wasn't 10 minutes later, said it's in the woods, and 4 shots later, there he is. Yay, female. It's like killing 2.
On our 4th square, we had a lot of adrenaline left, and this was evidently a really active area. It did take a while, but finally we were victorious. Five dogs for the day, 4 of them female.
The reason why we hunt coyotes, it helps the farmers around here, helps the wildlife. We can't let the coyotes get out of control like they are right now because they're running anywhere from 10 to 30 coyotes a pack. So something has to be done, and the coyotes are coming up to people's houses now. I had one person tell me when I was asking permissions this year that he had coyotes 10 feet off his back porch.
Well, it keeps the coyotes down so that you have your rabbit population and pheasants. They also kill your deer.
Area livestock, you're looking at like beef cattle, dairy cattle. Coyote kills a calf, you're losing money regardless. Either $900 to $2,000 on a beef calf, or you're losing all that milk that dairy calf could have produced when it got bigger. We also got a pig farm around here, so you start killing pigs off, that's a big problem too for that farmer, because that's his livelihood.
It helps get rid of some of the coyote population. They're up pretty high, so it just helps the farmers out with saving their livestock. We need more people, more girls out here to do something. I fit right in.
The fundraisers are for like replacement of turnout gear. I mean, you can see behind me the turnout gear. Normal sets anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500. NFPA standards is every 10 years it should be replaced. Well, if you don't got the grants and you don't got the funds to replace the set every 10 years, that gets costly, especially when you're talking about 30 men and women on a roster. Multiply that by 2,500, 3,500, that's a pretty penny. We got tools to replace, and we got to keep the equipment updated. Hoses, every time we go in a house fire, you take a risk of either burning holes through the hoses, breaking equipment, even just day-to-day maintenance. You find equipment broken, you got to replace it somehow. I really want to thank our sponsors that helped us out today. It's greatly appreciated from us, the committee that's been working on this since August, September timeframe is when we first started this. Start spinning things up till today. I mean, the food, the equipment, everything from the straw to the trailers to the drivers. I mean, without any of it, I mean, we got to come up with some way, somehow to replace it. And without the sponsors, it's gonna mean more money out of our pockets going towards that supplies and equipment.
This is a helmet, and this is one of the things that protects them when they're out protecting you. This stuff is expensive. That's why they do these drives. That's why they do their fundraisers. And that's why we need to support our local fire stations, particularly the ones that are volunteer. We want to thank everybody for watching this episode and for checking out something that we don't get to see every day, an old-fashioned coyote hunt. We'll see you next time on Outdoor Ohio.